Matt Hogan here from MoveMe Quotes. Thanks for tuning in. This is episode 11 of our MoveMe Quote of the Week series, and let's jump right into it. This week's quote is brought to you by Hsieh from his book, Delivering Happiness. And it goes, "Problems are just mile markers. Each one we pass means we've gotten better." This is a beautiful quote to get you looking at your problems from a new perspective. Problems aren't setbacks, they're mile markers. Each problem represents an opportunity for growth, and each problem that you successfully navigate and solve takes you further forward. Stuck on a problem? Look for ways that you can take yourself out of the situation and expand your thinking. You can't solve a problem from the same level of understanding that you had when you got stuck into it in the first place. You need to expand your thinking and find ways of getting more understanding so that you can deepen your resolve and you can take new approaches. Otherwise, if you don't do that, how could you possibly expect to get anything other than what you've always gotten, right? Having the same thoughts leads to the same actions, and taking the same actions will always lead to the same results. So I have three favorite ways for expanding thinking and looking at things from a new perspective. My first favorite way is to find a mentor, find somebody who has already been through what I'm stuck on. And if you can find that person and you can ask them the right questions, then that's one of the best ways to get the right insight, to expand your thinking, to get into a better solution, to find a better way. Somebody who's already lived it and been through it can articulate it in a way that makes it so much easier to understand than you might read in a book or than you might read online or from other sources. When you got that person that can give it that life experience, it just makes it so much more meaningful, impactful, and you can just relate on a much deeper level. So the first recommendation, if you're stuck on a problem, is find someone who's already been through that problem, solved it, and has moved forward from it. Talk to them, ask them the right questions, and I guarantee you that'll definitely start you off on the right path. And coincidentally, my second recommendation is to read consciously. Pick up a fat book and immerse yourself in the topic that is holding you back. Avoid anything that's short-term, like shortcut focused, or anything that's gimmicky. You want to try to stay away from stuff like that. You want to pick something that will allow you to immerse yourself in the topic. That's going to allow you to take some deeper steps and, again, expand your thinking in a way that gimmicky shortcut stuff won't be able to. Right? Shortcut things are a way to avoid deep thinking, but deep thinking is really the thing that expands your consciousness. And if you really want to solve the problem you're stuck in, you're going to have to immerse yourself. And the best way to do that is to immerse yourself by reading, like I said, a fat book, something that's going to really give you good depth, good insight. And my third recommendation is to write deliberately. See, writing is the clarification of thought. And when you sit yourself down and you write everything that's going on in your brain, not only will that allow you to maybe sometimes clarify what's going on in there, but it also allows you to open up some thinking space. Because if your mind is already clogged with all sorts of different thoughts, then you're not going to be able to expand your thinking, right? What you need to do is you need to get some of those thoughts out. You need to flush out your system, write them down onto some paper, leave them on the paper, close the book, put it to the side, and know that they're there if you ever need to go back to them. But then what happens is you don't have to remember what's going on anymore. And you might even, by writing it down, stop the cycle of that thought. And then what that does is it opens up new space that you can now expand. You see, what's interesting is that the answer might already be in there. You might already have the answer. You might not need to get a mentor. You might not need to read. The answer might already be there, but you might be so clouded with other thoughts that it's just not surfacing. So what you need to do is you need to settle the thoughts. You need to ask yourself the right questions. What problem am I facing? Why am I facing this problem? What are some things I need to do to overcome this problem? And what's the first action step I can take? When you answer these questions and you answer them honestly, then you can start taking the right steps forward. But writing is a great tool that you can use to get sometimes the answers that are already there. And there it is. Once you get in the habit of seeking growth opportunities and get in the habit of always learning and trying to expand your thinking, then problems can appear to be just as exciting as those mile markers that Hsieh gave the example of earlier in his quote when you're in a challenging race. right? One of the best things, one of the most rewarding things when you're running a race is seeing those mile markers, knowing you're making progress and knowing that you're overcoming those challenges along the route towards the end destination, whatever that might be. So when you find a problem, look at it like a mile marker, an opportunity, and something for you to cross. But if you get stuck on it, then know that what you need to do is take a step back, think of ways you can expand your thinking so that you can grow and you can move forward. So your challenge for this week is simple. Take an inventory of any challenges that you're facing in your life right now. What problems are you stuck on? What problems have you been stuck on for a long time? And then start asking yourself the right questions, right? What can I do to expand my thinking that'll help me overcome this problem? Who can I talk to? What books can I pick up? What figures in history have faced those problems, overcome them, and can I get their biography, right? And then, where can I get a notebook from so I can start writing down everything that's going on in here, because maybe the answer is already up there. So I recommend doing those 3 things. I think it'll help you a lot on, continuing your path moving forward. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comment section below so that we can start that conversation. Happy to answer any questions that I can. And that's it. Have a great day. I look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Take care.